What is up, guys?
¿Qué
We
onda?
are here for another episode.
¿Qué onda?
Are you gonna let me speak?
Come on.
My bad, bro.
Get it together, man.
I'm sorry.
I just ate
I didn't-
popcorn.
No, you didn't.
I don't know.
Bro,
what
you
the hell-
weren't there.
Who are you? I'm actually eating ice cream. Great stuff.
I'm watching
Anyways,
them eat ice cream.
Yes. Anyways, guys, we're excited to bring yet another episode here with you guys. Johnny, Danny, thank you
Mhm.
again for being here with
My
the
pleasure.
great people of the state of Texas, Longview, Texas, Marshall. We have people in
100%.
Dallas. At one point, we had somebody in Oklahoma. I don't know how. Don't ask me. But they were listening.
In Zimbabwe?
Oh, that's legit.
I don't know about that. I don't think we're there yet. but-
Translation. Aquí estamos unidos aquí en este lugar de Oklahoma, aquí en Texas, Longview, Texas. De gente. Sounds like a vampire, doesn't it?
But that's anyways, let's go ahead and get started with today's podcast.
Yeah, 60%.
Today's going to be a good one. We're
Okay, so
excited.
check this out. Here's a story, all right?
Okay.
Story.
All right, so this kid, I would call him my brother, okay? I had two brothers. They're not like blood brothers, but I call them my brothers. One of them told me, hey, so what I want you to do is we were in Dallas, Texas, and it was cold. It was like 20-degree weather, all right? You know how cold that is?
20 degrees.
20 degrees. Don't get smart with me. What is wrong with you? I'll be choking that ice cream. Oh, dang. Guilt.
Anyways, 20 degrees.
20-degree weather. And he said, hey.
Fahrenheit or Celsius?
Bro, don't get started. Don't start with me. So he was like, all right, so check this out. What I want you to do is I want you to get that brush and I want you to go around the pool and I want you to put the brush in, take it out and just scrub the edge of the whole pool. And I was like, all right, cool. All right, whatever. So I grabbed it and I started scrubbing the whole side. Well, my other brother was there as well. He was wearing these thick jeans. You know what I'm talking about? With these yellow boots. You know what I'm talking about? Those
Yeah.
boots? The snow boots? Only way I could describe it. He was wearing sweatpants underneath some big, thick jeans, the ones with the pocket and the hammer holder.
Dickies?
Them old ones.
I know what you're talking about now.
Okay.
Yeah.
With the yellow boots, and he was wearing like a shirt underneath with a long sleeve, and then
He was insulated.
he was insulated.
Wow.
It was a camouflage, and he had a beanie. So then next thing I started scrubbing the edge, and we're like, all right. Next thing you know, all I heard was,
Oh, man. He
guess
done-
what happened?
He fell in the
He
The
in the
boy
water.
fell in the pool. You know what I did? I just stood there with the stick like this. I didn't even help him. And he was like struggling, trying to get out. He was like, and he fell back in, and he came back out, and he got out, and he was like, and he was holding onto his knees with his both hands. He was like,
I bet you he was freezing.
he was freezing to death. Not only that, me and my other brother were just staring at him the whole time. We didn't help him or nothing. We were actually throwing those rockets, the ones that you throw into the pool and they go underneath and they come out flying.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called. He was actually reaching for one and he slipped because of the water that I put on the edge of the pool. And not only that, to finish the story, he got a whooping.
Yeah, what?
Even
His-
to just even it out. At
Yes,
the end.
he got a
Good whoop.
huge whooping, and we just didn't do anything about it. So, who has influenced you guys to do something in y'all's lives? What?
That was just a dramatic.
What the
Johnny's over here stressing. He's like, I'm about to fail this quiz.
I'm done. I quit.
Johnny,
Going home.
So the question is, the thing is, I was influenced, bro, to do something so tiny that completely ricocheted and like made my brother fall in the pool. And the boy got a whoop, and he got so whooped. You were mad too. I heard it too. It was like, hey, hey.
Bro, my neighbor got whooped like that one time. They threw him in the bushes, and I couldn't see him, but I could see his mom beating him. And you just hear, I just hear the thumping. Anyway,
Dang.
what was the question?
The question was, who has influenced you guys to do something ridiculous or not, or this and that?
Man, I would tell y'all stories, but I'd probably go to jail.
You might as well tell it.
All right, here we go.
Can we
All right.
keep your equipment?
Yeah. I've actually been influenced in so many areas to do good things and bad things. But in high school, I was doing all the bad things, man. And like, it was kind of one of those things. I actually have scars from some of the dumb decisions that I've
Where they at?
My elbow.
Oh,
I decided it'd be a bright idea. Hey, bro, get on top of the truck and hang on there and see if you can, hang on there. And
What?
had a bag of chips in my hand, and
Dang.
you seen me on the floor, and all the chips in the concrete too. So that just tells you how I went.
Feel bad for the chips.
I know. Forget me, the chips, bro. Doritos too.
R.I.P.
But I've been influenced in so many ways, like just to do lots of things.
Yeah.
You know, and so I could go on and on about so many stories where I've just been influenced in good ways and bad ways.
Mhm.
But
Johnny?
so many.
Go back to your
man,
Native
I don't know.
American days.
Native American days. Let's see. Oh dang, it's more of like an embarrassment for me. So for me, I was influenced to continue on with this. I didn't even know about this. So some friends of mine make a YouTube channel, and they make the entire YouTube channel about me. I didn't know this.
Is this the one with the you jumping over the pool?
Yeah, so
That's
that
that
one that
channel?
was part of that channel.
I have to find this channel.
I'm not even
Like,
kidding.
My boy.
So there's like so much stuff. Like there's a time I ran across construction site at our school, and everyone was just like, just run across. Like, bad. All right, cool.
could have died.
I could have, but I ran across it and ran back. It just felt like retarded, but it's like they thought it was so cool. And they took that
Kids.
video and they made a YouTube channel out of it. And then they asked me to go do something else. I was like, yeah, sure. I'll do stupid stuff. I like jumping off and stuff. So I jumped off at like this little 20-foot like little drop off.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I wasn't there, but
In the concrete.
I remember you jumping.
Ah.
I think you broke your leg or something.
No, I like slid slowly off. So it shortened the fall, but it still was a pretty fall. And so yeah. So I did that and I jumped over. I tried to jump over a pool, thinking I could do it. And it was like super cold, like probably like similar 20
Mhm.
degrees.
That boy
Yeah.
slid before
Like
he
there
even
was
jumped.
ice on top of the water.
I remember that one. I
leaves.
saw that one on YouTube.
And
need to
yeah,
watch
that was so much fun, you know?
You were
Jumping in ice cold water.
You were
So I
wearing,
did not make
you
that
were
jump.
wearing skateboarding shoes
Yeah.
with some blue jeans,
He looked like he
Like a
wore.
little muscle tank
gray
shirt.
wife beater.
Yeah.
Gray
Why
wife
you
beater.
want to call it a wife beater, bro?
Sorry, you
Dang.
ain't got no muscle.
I ain't
to
got no
feel it.
wife to beat, so I ain't no wife beater.
No, is that okay?
So, so he's saying if he had a wife.
All right, keep
All right,
going.
Scratch
guys, we're
that.
cutting the podcast.
Cut
We have a
Abuse.
come to Jesus meeting here
Come to
with Johnny.
Jesus.
He's got some problems.
Wound.
Anyways,
So yeah, I was influenced to do some stupid stuff.
Oh my
And
goodness.
I thought it was fun because I was being indifferent. I was being
Oh,
not of this world, you know. NOT, what is it? W.
I don't even know what he just
That
said.
Christian. There's a Christian T-shirt. It's not of this world. Is that Mardell's? Anyways,
that's WWJD. What would Jesus?
No, that's WWF. Wrong shirt. WWF, World Wrestling Federation.
World
This
Wrestling.
guy.
Oh yeah,
I forgot.
World Wrestling.
This dude is a natural geek and nerd about wrestling.
DDT.
Pro wrestling. We'll say that.
Oh my goodness! No, it just
Anyways.
reminded me of another time I was influenced. I liked this girl so stinking much. We were in the
Oh?
gym in middle school. All right, Foster Middle School.
What'd she ask you to do?
Kick. The best one's bad. So it's a dragon. Anyways, Foster Drag. Anyways, so
Wait,
Foster
Dragons, yes,
Dragons.
Foster.
Okay,
I was
and I like
the-
this girl so stinking much, and I just liked her because I don't even know who. It was middle school, and she was like, "Hey," so she was like, "Have that."
That scared me, brother.
We'll get that
The
door.
AC done turned
It's
on.
because of the, maybe I shouldn't tell the story. That's probably stunning.
Arnold's scare of AC.
So it was this girl that I liked,
close the door.
and I wasn't thinking.
Door's closed.
It was this girl that I liked, and I wasn't even thinking. And next thing you know, what ended up happening was, at the end of it, she ended up getting in a relationship with the girl that was next to her. Was a short little girl, and which was not my type, I guess at that time. And next thing you know, it was the last day of school, and then we actually held hands. And bro, yes, we held hands.
my
I
gosh.
walked her to the boy.
Felt like the
You
man of
faking
the
that?
world.
What,
You faking that?
bro? In middle
a-
school, that's a big deal.
That is a big deal. I held that girl's hand and I walked her to the bus, and she said bye and etc. The next thing you know, I totally forgot that this chick we were together. The next year suddenly came up. She walked up to me in the middle of the hallway, and then she was like, "Hey," and I was like, I walked away real quick, bro. I broke the little girl heart, but I was influenced. Not a good way to be influenced by somewhere else, especially.
Nope. Player gonna play over here.
But like,
No. Anyways, so Whenever the word influence comes to mind, what is the first thing that comes to your brain? Each of you guys.
Power to sway a person in a specific direction.
Okay, Johnny. Influence. What comes to mind?
Beat that
Your mind.
punk. I'm playing.
I ain't got nothing good. The first thing came to mind was Donald Trump, and I don't know why.
Donald Trump.
He's an influencer, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna make this place great again. Thank you.
Please. Oh, sleepy Biden. All right, we're done with that. What comes to my mind when it comes to influence is basically just leadership.
Mm-hmm.
That's what comes to my brain.
Leadership.
Leadership. Okay, so there's this scripture. Well, before we get into that part, man, I was thinking about this the other day because I'm always thinking about influence. You know, because I work in that environment, leadership, and developing other people. That's what I love doing, helping people produce people to become themselves, leaders themselves. And man, it's just crazy that now in our day and age, there's a lot of YouTube influencers.
Yeah.
YouTube influencers, TikTok influencers.
They're called influencers.
Just social media creators.
content. Why is influence? Can it be a good thing? Why can it be a bad thing? That's the question.
Bro, because you can have some influencers that just influence you in the wrong way. Like you can have people who just present relevant content, but that relevant content is bad content. As in, like, it's not adding value to your life.
Oh,
Rather,
100%.
You know, it's making you go the opposite direction and taking risk. You know, because there's like taking risk in a good way, I guess you say, and then taking risk in a bad way. And taking a risk in a bad way can end you in jail. You can end up doing making a bad decision, things like that. And so, you know, when it comes to these content creators and influencers, like they have the opportunity to influence in a good or bad way.
Yeah. And a lot of times, like, you have this large majority for a long time. It was just a toxic influence. Like, it was toxic materials being put out there. This idea is like playing jokes with your friends is a good idea. Like, it gets you popularity, it gets you connected, but it destroys people's worlds. Like, you just really can break down people. And then you've got these healthy influencers who are either bringing kindness to people, they're bringing teachings, lessons, growth, desires to help people, show people, direct people, teach people, like so many different things. So it's like nowadays you can find every type of influence out there, whether it's toxic, whether it's healthy, whether it's humanitarian influence, or it's about growing your relationship with God and type of influence. So all kinds out there.
Oh my goodness. You know, this is probably one of the reasons why I created this podcast in the first place. One of the reasons is because when I was listening to all the other podcasts out there, there was like an F word after an F word. There was a cussing after cussing.
Yeah. The topics were probably
topics were
super trash, kind of like
bad. They really were. Know? Like there's this one, oh man, this is why it breaks my heart. How influence such a big deal, because you I like what you said. You can sway people in the wrong direction. It's the capacity to influence a human behavior. You know what I'm saying? And man, it was these guys on a like I think another podcast or something. I saw it on YouTube on one of those TikToks things. Yeah. He said that what you need to do before you get married. He said in order for you to know when the time is to get married is basically first you need to get a job, make a lot of money, and then after that you need to sleep with so many amount of girls, and then after that, then you can get married, and then you can do this. Bro, what?
Dang.
Bro, that's ridiculous. It's like swaying in it actually brings anger into me, honestly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That people want to be influencers, but they don't know the weight behind what it means to be an influencer or a leader at that point. So there's a difference between influencers and then true influencers. So leaders versus true leaders.
Yeah, and a lot of times you can tell what direction a influencer is going based off of also just their personal life. Like a big one right now is just there's this guy. He's just always talking about how men can level up in their life as far as like getting women and stuff like that, and how they should live their life. And he's very influential to all the young kids and even older guys as well. But like, I think a lot of people don't also see the way that they live life. This person ended up going to jail not too long ago for something that allegedly he possibly did. Don't know if it's true or not, but it's just one of those things. Okay, you're letting this person influence you, but how much of a good influence are they?
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. Their advice might seem like, oh, okay, that's legit. but he's giving advice about how you can find women.
Mm.
But I don't see that person in a committed relationship.
Oh, mm-hmm.
So I believe that yes, you can your advice towards like reaching out to women and approaching them and stuff like that, like maybe that works for you, but I don't see you in a committed relationship. So what does that tell me?
100%. I saw this one lady on a influence talk show, I guess her podcast as well, was giving advice about marriage, and she wasn't even married. Like, she was giving all this advice about this, about how she was younger and this and that, etc. But she was never even married. She has no credibility behind her.
Because I mean, you can learn the facts behind it, but I guess also if you're not in that season or living in it, a whole lot different.
It's a whole lot
'Cause you
different.
don't know. You just know the facts, but you don't know how it actually plays out.
100%.
So it's like saying in high school I was a runner. It's like saying I trained for the 800-meter run, or like I was training all the time, but until I got into that race, I didn't know at the pace that it was going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that run is 100% like you're almost sprinting.
Yeah.
I could condition all I want, and I can be prepared, but until the moment hit, I didn't know the pace that it was going to go. I didn't know how it was going to play out. And sometimes you can have all the facts, but sometimes you don't know how those things play out. And I think in that sense,
Mm-hmm.
you're not in that season. It's kind of hard to truly.
100%. Which I think that this is probably why we tell a lot of youth students, like, watch what you're reading, watch your influences. We say it all the time, and I know sometimes it gets so dull because we say it so much. But the important thing behind it is, I think, Johnny, you would agree with this, but is that whatever influences you become.
Yeah.
Ultimately, everything that you are influenced by, or anything that gets inside of you, is basically what happens in you, and it's what you bring out.
Yeah. It's what you're feeding into yourself. There's something I've talked to some influencers, people who like are trying to be pivotal, like they want to be these cornerstones to move people forward, to like really take what their ideologies and their foundations and like bring it to the society. And one guy I've like listened to and I've talked to, and he's right now challenged by the fact of influencing people in his world, and he was so challenged with trying to keep with the trends that he destroyed himself mentally in his mind to be able to produce content every single day. And so now he's sitting back and relaxing to take a time away. And it's like what you feed in yourself and what you pour out of, like, it's going to drain you. And so you got to be careful not to drain yourself to the point you have no more to drain from. You have no more influence to give out because you've like literally spent the entire time trying to keep up with the trends and what others are doing, and you're not being who you are, true to yourself.
And there's so many people in this world today that would call themselves an influencer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But what does a true influencer looks like?
Yeah.
What does that
100%.
actually look like? And I'm pretty sure we'll touch on this a little bit more, but that's a big thing. Anybody today could call themselves an influencer.
Yeah.
And all they're doing is dancing on TikTok. What are you influencing?
yes,
like,
seriously.
What you doing?
What
You know?
is
Yeah,
it?
no,
What
for
is
real.
the real
And
influence?
I'm not dogging anybody that's doing that, but
No.
like we said, what is influence?
Yeah.
I think it's the ability to sway one person one way or another. And so you're dancing, how are you influencing? Like, that's what I'm trying
That's true.
to get at. So
No,
what does an
100%.
influencer look like? A
Oh,
real influencer.
yes, because we already know, because there are governments, because of the TikTok, because they all call themselves influencers, so they're given this false perception of what a true influencer is, basically what a true leader is. And the problem is that why is this such a big deal? Why, you know what I'm saying? It's because either you're always being led by somebody and you're always leading somebody else at all times. And we just don't want you to fall into destruction. We want you to understand it and not be deceived by what it's not.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, this just came up. I just want to pop this up. So I actually wrote down 161 leadership statements for me to remind myself every single day whenever I get a chance of what a true leader or influencer is supposed to look like at all times. And what's awesome is that every single one of these has nothing to do with me. It's always about other people. For example,
Cool.
check this out. The best leaders or influencers obsess about adding, empowering, or developing the right people.
Mm-hmm.
Developing before empowerment. Service over status, character over comfort, we over me, attitude and mentality matter first before in leadership.
Yeah.
True leaders are the key to a new world. Good leaders employ others. Great leaders deploy themselves and others. You know what I'm saying? So leaders don't see with their eyes, but they see with their belief, their faith. This is a different type of, it's about helping people become themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's about inspiring and generating meaning into the people around you.
That's what a true influencer looks like. Not
Yeah.
all this, like, because you got so many influencers out here today, but it's just like, which one is adding value to other people? Which one is actually
Yeah.
serving people and helping them in their capacities, rather than just like, I'm just gonna bring out content just so people can follow me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is the reason why I always tell people like, hey, I know you're doing a great job and I know you're recording, I know you do that, but why are you doing it?
What's the purpose?
Who's it for?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the impact going to be at the end of the day? Because you
Exactly.
can have 1,000, you can have 200,000, you can have 1,000,000 followers, but at the end of the day, what is your impact?
Exactly.
Like so many people come
Yes.
from this thing we call Vine, and not everyone knows what Vine is still, but
I remember
Vine
that.
was an application that was just similar to TikTok, blew up, and there's so many people who brought a success out of that, and now you can see the ones who make a genuine impact that wants to change the world for a better place. There's a guy I love watching his stuff, is Zach King, came from Vine, massive explosion of his heart and compassion to be creative, show people how to be creative, challenge people, break them to the next level. Then you got a person who is more controversial, like Logan Paul, who
Yeah.
once he stepped away from Vine, his is very destructive, very explosive, and I have nothing against Logan Paul. It's just when he first stepped out, he was very just trying to keep in the trends. He was trying to be, what's it called? He wanted to be in the presence of everyone. Like he wanted everyone to look at
Yeah.
him and see him. And I'm like, is that really good now? And like I've seen recent stuff. He's reconstructed his mind. He's rethought the way things look. And so I wouldn't say he's a guy to follow either, though. But there's a way you can come out of this world. You can either influence people for the better or for the worse.
Yeah. And so the
And it's
question,
like, who are you going to be?
yeah, the question is what are you going to be for people, minus or a plus in their life?
There's also that flip side.
Yeah.
Who are you being influenced by? You
Uh-huh.
know, not only do you influence people, but you are also being influenced by others.
Uh-huh.
You know, and so it's always essential to always think that, how am I influencing and who am I influencing as well? Or
Oh, who am I being influenced by?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. My fault.
So
My
it's
fault.
basically being influenced inwardly and then influencing outwardly. So it's a double whammy on both sides. So because I always remember this, that influence or leadership, influence is basically we need to start thinking that it's not about getting rich. It's about enriching people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Society now is like, how rich are you?
Yeah.
What do you have?
Yeah, what do you have? How many followers do you have? How many subscribers
the
do you have?
measure.
And that's the measurement of your influence, I guess.
That's how they're like, how successful are you is based on how much money you have, how many followers you have, and what are you doing in life. That's how they measure.
Yeah.
They measure success in the influencer world now. It's like, where are you living at? What do you have? What have you accomplished? And if you don't have money or this and that, it's like, because like if somebody were to lose followers today and they were an influencer, it's like, okay, they're a thing of the past.
Yeah.
You're nobody now. You're not even
100%.
an influencer no more. You know.
So basically, we need to understand what true influencing really looks like. You know what I'm saying? I heard this quote from our founding lead pastor of our church. He said, and I heard it from multiple different sources, not just him, but it's the quote that says, "You measure a life not by the duration, but by the donation
Mm-hmm.
of your life.
Yeah.
Not by how long you live, but by how much you gave away."
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's another style of living. You know what I'm saying? It's like, every person that comes into contact with you, are you adding value? Like you said, adding value to them, increasing their life, building them up with confidence, putting into them. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But let's talk about the first part that you talked about what are you being influenced by? There's a scripture in Deuteronomy 6:6-9 says, "And these words which I command you today shall be in your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your children and shall talk of them. And when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise up." So basically, it's wherever you need to whatever your content is, daily days. like here's a couple questions, environment check. And I'm going to ask us these questions, okay?
Yeah.
So that way we can see some examples. Questions to ask people you have surrounding you. These are questions that you have to ask other people, but I'm going to ask you guys. These are questions. The first one is the people that are surrounding you. You have to ask them, do you believe in me first?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I were to ask Arnold, do you believe in me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you were to ask,
And I think also there's actions that show that we believe in each other
Yeah.
in these different areas. As long as it's something healthy and we agree with it, I think that we're going to believe in each other
100%.
in those areas. But yeah.
And then another one is, do they have my interest at heart? Johnny, does he have my interest at heart?
100%, man.
I'm pretty sure he does.
All the time.
You know what I'm saying? Another question is, can they help me?
Mm.
Is Arno able to help me? Is Johnny able to help me? Yes,
I'll give
they
my
are.
all.
They give their all. They're going to do whatever it can.
Exactly.
And the next one is, if they do help me, what will it change them? Basically, will it change your perspective? Is it going to gain you? You know what I'm saying? And these are 4 questions to ask the people that are surrounding you
Mm-hmm.
to see, because you need people who believe in you.
It'll really put you in a check, like who's actually investing.
You'll get rid of a lot of
Yeah.
people.
Oh, you'll start picking them off real quick.
100%.
sure.
You start to realize who's the real and who's not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who's there with you thick and thin? Who's there for to help you exceed and help you learn and grow, rather than like, what can I get from you?
Yeah.
You know,
It's true.
because we've all had those friendships where somebody just wants something from you,
Yep.
Yeah.
rather than like, what can I do for you?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Society is so bad at that right now. It's like,
It
what
is.
can I get from this person? Let me invite them to come over to me so I can get some fame going for me.
Yep.
Maybe there's just somebody that I can use for this certain season because I have no friends, so I'm just gonna use them. So many, like, you need to start asking those questions because you're gonna start to pick out the real ones from the fake ones. You know?
100%. I'm pretty sure we're pretty tired of fake people.
Oh,
bro,
yeah.
I can't stand it. I can't. And there's
Oh,
a lot
my
of times
goodness.
where if somebody tells me one thing and they do the other, I'm sorry, but I don't like talking to you a whole lot. Like, I kind of distance myself because
Yeah.
I don't do fake because I've dealt with fake. I've been fake
Oh yeah,
before,
100%.
so I know how it is. You know. So
I would say I think something nowadays I notice more often is people are less likely to trust because everyone wants to be an influencer. Everyone wants to
Yeah.
tell you what they think is right and wrong, and this is how you're supposed to do it. There's so many people I know personally that they can't trust no one. Like they have a hard time being in a sense of like a friendship like this.
Yeah.
Because they can't get to the place where they can even trust the person next to them because they've seen enough fakes out there in this world and influencers out there who
bro.
are just so fake. It's like, and I can see where the enemy is just personally like the enemy is just trying to create division,
Yeah.
trying to create separation to where
Bro,
if
so
you
bad.
can't trust in your brother, then who can you trust? If you can't trust in your family anymore, who can you trust in?
Bro, social media is so bad at that right now.
Yeah.
It's like you can put out a great idea that you think is 100% true, and hands down, there will always be somebody in the chat, and somebody
Yes.
in the comments. Oh wow, this person did it the hard way. Oh wow, this is a terrible idea. There's always going to be people that's picking on you, and so like
Mhm.
even whenever you're posting stuff that could
Yeah.
be healthy or you're trying to influence somebody, there's going to be people that are going to try to pick at you, and sometimes
There.
you choose whether it influences you or not, because there's a lot of people that are on social media that have let that influence them, and it could be a great idea. I'm like, bro, that's good. I look in the chat, that's a terrible idea. That's
Yeah.
dumb. You did it incorrectly, and it's just like super picking somebody's creativity, and that person stopped creating because they were
Mm.
influenced by what they were saying, and they
It's basically a
believed.
dream killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They believed what society had to say. But if you have like a team, like with you guys,
Yeah.
maybe y'all be like, man, this is a great idea.
Come
It
on.
don't matter what somebody else thinks,
Nah.
you know?
Yeah.
The world might tell you it's trash, but we believe that it's true, it's good. I think it's creative.
Yeah.
So
It's important to find someone you can trust and someone you can pour out into and ask real honest questions. Like if it's a bad idea, like they'll give you honest feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not out to destroy you or to hurt you, but they're out to see you succeed and be the best you can be. 'Cause that's what y'all are for me. Like I can give y'all ideas, and if y'all think it's a stupid idea, you're gonna be honest with
Be
me.
like, Johnny,
Be like, I think shaving my head this week. Work.
when I didn't consent to that.
Yeah,
What
Johnny,
you
you
Maybe,
doing?
maybe. I
you didn't
asked.
clear it with us,
I
Johnny.
did it, but
Looks good.
but it's like I
It's
went to the extreme. It was like I'm gonna quit my job and become a videographer.
We're like, hold up,
hold
wait,
up, wait.
bro, you ain't got no house.
Nah. And so it's just a reality check. You gotta have people in your corner that you can trust, that you can believe in with, and they're gonna trust you. and believe in you as well.
100%. Do they believe in me? Do they
Yeah.
have their best interest? Do they have my best interest
Come
in
on.
mind? And can they actually help me? And from helping me, what are they gaining from it?
Mhm.
That's the environment check. Like, for example, here's another checklist for you guys to take and to read over. Like, for example, a checklist for environmental conditions to see that if your environments are actually healthy or
Oh, yeah.
not. We need one of those, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
So,
then-
like, the first one is, who are your friends? My friends, Arnold and Johnny. I don't
My
have many
boys.
friends.
Yeah.
I don't have any friends. And guess what? There was a season when I was alone for a long time before I had these real
Same.
friends.
Same.
Okay. So if
It's
you
hard.
expect them to come out of nowhere, I'm just saying, just be prepared.
We had to build a relationship at some point,
We
Heck
did.
yeah.
but it took work.
It did.
Friendships are a result of work.
It
They're
is.
results, and they don't just happen.
They don't just have. I wish they did, but they
I
don't.
wish they
you know?
did.
They don't.
Yeah.
Second environmental check. What books do you read? I don't read novels. Let's just say that real quick. They bore me and they don't add value to me. I read actual leadership
Factual-
developmental
factual, yeah.
books. Documentaries every once in a while, transcripts. I want to add value to myself. What books, what movies do you watch? I only watch inspirational movies. Real life, legit movies, so I can get inspired. Like, hey, if these people did it, I can do it too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
For sure.
What media fills your screens?
So that includes
Yeah.
Instagram, Facebook,
Facebook,
YouTube,
YouTube.
everything. What pops
Yeah.
up? Because whenever you go on Instagram, it's a feed of what you're used to. What's
Uh-huh.
your watch time on that specific thing? So you can't be like, bro, this thing just put something on there, and I don't know, this ain't me, bro. It
Nah,
wouldn't
bro.
suggest it. The algorithm wouldn't suggest it if you weren't looking at it. you know?
For real.
Come on now. My stuff, cameras and how to mow lawns, I don't know why, and car detailing on my TikTok, bro. I'm into heavy detailing right now. It shows up all the time. And then a specific Hispanic band that's the main things that show up on my feed, And so
That's
gotta be
that's
careful.
conviction, bro.
Bro,
That's one of those
crazy.
checks. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, because if we were to open somebody's Instagram, what would pop up?
Okay, so what are your hobbies? It's true, bro. What are your hobbies? What do you love doing? You know what I'm saying? Because that's going to show that as well.
Yeah.
What are your recreational activities? All those things that you volunteer for. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Who feeds your music appetite? What kind of music you be listening to?
Yeah.
Who feeds? Who is your hero? That's a great question.
Yeah.
That's a great
That's a good
question.
question.
Because that lets you know who truly is influencing you. Now, if your hero is an influencer on TikTok, on
Better make sure
YouTube,
he's
you better make sure that
legit.
legit somebody is worth emulating
Mhm.
or copying after. You know what I'm saying? Who feeds you your spirituality?
That's a big one. Where you getting that from?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Because usually everything begins from a spiritual level. It just depends on
Yeah.
what kind of spirit's getting you. And last one, are the conditions of your home, school, and job or play, whatever you play with, are they focused to your goals in life?
Yeah.
That's a great question.
And sometimes like you got younger people that they have to live at home,
Yeah.
Some of that stuff is kind of tough. You're like, my home life is kind of tough. That's just one of those things that's like, I mean, you might not even have a job. You can't leave just yet.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things like, man, that time, take some prayer, take some time. Cause I mean, it's one of those things you stick through it. And
Yeah.
But whenever you do have the liberty, what life will you create? How will your home look like now? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
things like that.
Create your. I would always tell this to some people. Is like they're living at home and their home life's not that great.
Mhm.
I always tell them, look, do you have a bedroom? Some people don't even have bedrooms.
Yeah.
But where's your little space? Your little area?
Alone time.
Alone time where it's just you. Create that space
Yeah, there
into
you
the
go.
environment that you want to have in the future.
Yeah, that's
Right there. No matter how little or how much it is. It could be outside. But that little area for you to be yourself
Yeah.
and to get in prayer and to get back reconnected to God to tell you, hey, that's not who you really are.
Hmm.
This is who you truly are. And I want you to believe in what I tell you about you. So the ingredients for an ideal environment take trust, it takes faith, it takes forgiveness, and it takes obedience. You know what I'm saying? They're necessary. Trust because you got to trust the sources that you're putting into your mind. Faith because you can't really see the impact now. You know what I'm saying? It takes a while for the environment to actually start showing up in your life. Forgiveness. There's a lot of people who are going to have to ask for forgiveness. a lot of people. Don't let your unforgiveness be a potential killer for what you could become.
Mm-hmm.
Always forgive and obey. Obey, I would say, the word of God. Obey what you believe God has placed in your heart to go after.
Mhm.
These are all necessary ingredients in order for you to get, for the ideal environment to actually happen. Now, that's what you're putting in. Let's talk about what we're putting out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I learned this from John Maxwell, that there's 5 levels of leadership, 5 levels of influence. Okay? The first one, and see if you guys can identify yourselves. I want you to actually live say it.
All right.
Okay? I want you to be honest. If you're number 1, then just say you're number 1. It is what it is. The first one is the reason why people follow you, right, are influenced by you is number 1, position. People follow you because they have to.
Yep.
Okay? Second one is permission. People follow because they want to follow you. The third one, production. People follow because you demonstrate competence or you have results. The fourth one, people development. People follow because you help them become competent.
Mm-hmm.
And the fifth one, the pinnacle. People follow you because you have a reputation for excellence in everything that you do.
Yeah.
Where do you guys fall under these 5 levels of leadership?
I would say right now, number 3.
Production. People follow you because you demonstrate results.
I think here recently, especially at ETBU, a lot of people are starting to realize that I'm a person who now says something and does something because
you got the
there's a culture that's been built around them that's just like, well, they just say it, but they don't ever
Yeah.
mean it. And so like there was me and my other buddies that are over there, Landon and JC. A lot of the times we're trying to help people, and so like there was this guy that came in one day. He said, "Hey, I really want to change my life around. I want to start dressing like y'all. I want to start dressing nice. I want to get out of landscaping.
Yeah.
I want to do like a little office job because I believe like manual labor is okay, and I know how to do it.
Yeah.
But I know that I can elevate myself in the business world and stuff like that." He's like, "So I need help," and so we told him, "Okay, go to this person, see if they have a job opening, and it's an admissions, so they're helping students get in, and see if they'll give you a job." Well, he went the next day. He got a job, and
Yeah.
then this week, I seen him his first day. He was looking nice. He got himself edged up and everything. He was looking good. He's like, "Bro, I appreciate y'all for putting me on and leading
Wow.
me in the right direction." So it's like we're gonna provide a way for you to get stuff done.
Yeah.
because that's what we do.
That's basically number 4, people development.
That too.
Level 4.
See, there's
These
a
are
mixture.
all
There's
these
a
are all in
mixture.
order though.
Yeah.
You first start off with position, then you go to permission, then you go to production, then you go to people. What you want is to be a pinnacle. So it's a level that you go all
Gotcha.
the way up.
Okay, I didn't know there was.
No, but you're actually a number 4 from what you just
Gotcha.
said. You're making them feel become
Yeah.
confident without you.
and I
Most
think,
of the influencers, they don't add anything to you. So they're basically at permission. You follow them because you want to follow them,
oh god.
not because of competence or results.
Mm.
Maybe you get a cool dance out of it. That's the only result you get. But how are they giving more to you?
Yeah.
How are they adding to your life? How are they making you better, greater than they are? That's true leadership. That's true influence.
Yeah.
Johnny, where would you say you fall?
I'd say all 5. Like to some degree, it depends on the position or what I'm doing. But like
But what's the
to
highest?
every aspect, like the majority of people that know me,
What's the highest level you reached?
5
5. Pinnacle. People follow you because of a reputation of excellence.
reputation. Yeah.
Okay.
There's
Yeah,
people
I'd
that
be
come
in
to
the
me just
same.
because my sense of reputation of what I have and what I am doing.
Yeah.
At the moment. The most often one is going to come down to probably production. A lot of people come to me about my production.
Yeah, because Johnny gets to it.
Yeah.
He gets it done.
But between people development and pinnacle, those are the 2 that are like really high right now.
Yeah.
People that have been asking me more questions
Mm-hmm.
and coming to me for more responses because I'm quick to, again, I'm producing.
Yeah.
They're asking me, it's like, hey, I see that you're doing this, this, and this. Like, I like that. Can I learn something from you? It's like, yeah, sure. Let's sit down. Let's learn something. And it's from like all aspects. Like, and the same thing, Arnold's getting reached out about some of these things. I hear people want to learn stuff from you. And so it's like, we all to some degree have the 5th one. I think it's a matter of cultivating it and
Yeah.
reaching the highest
Not all
potential.
people.
Well,
Not
no,
all
all of
people.
us 3 here.
3, yes, but not all people, because not all people
No.
have a excellence level.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Excellence is not a spiritual gift either.
No.
It's a result.
Yeah, it's something you work.
It's
towards.
something you work towards. It's not
Yeah.
something that just happens. You have to be intentional when it comes to excellence.
That's where you put in
Can't
all
be
your
It's
Yeah,
hard,
efforts.
bro, though.
That's that one thing you study all the time.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Man, you got to move. It's something you just put the work in to do it. You know what I'm saying? If I would say I fall underneath people development and Pinnacle. I'm having guys brought to me because of things that are happening in their world
Mhm.
that is falling apart. And they're married men too and businessmen. And just across the board that are brought to me because I can get them from what God has given me from point A to point B or reverse point B to point A just because of my strengths and etc. So
Yeah.
So the question for you guys to answer is what type of level of leadership do you guys want? Do you want people to follow you because they have to? Do you want people to follow you because they want to? Those are two great questions to ask.
Yeah.
What kind of leader do you want to be? What kind of influence do you want to be? And it goes up. Do you want to be a person that people follow you because you demonstrate results? Like what you say actually happens, what you do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People follow you because you help them become competent. You help them become themselves. That's the reason why people are going after us because we're helping them to become something that we get nothing from.
Yeah.
Very true.
It goes to our credit. But you know what I'm saying?
Very true.
It goes to our invisible credit, but at the same
Got that
time.
credit score up.
Yeah, for real. And then Pinnacle, people follow you because they have a reputation of excellence. Everything
Yeah.
that you do, are you doing it well? Everything that you're doing, are you doing it well? Are you cutting corners? Man, that's a conviction. I always have to check on myself. Am I
Yeah,
cutting
me
corners?
too. Yeah.
I got to stop cutting corners, not
Yeah.
cutters, corners. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we have to master each of these. So I just want to wrap it up with this, okay? How to connect with people is how can you influence people, right? I actually want Johnny to read the first 4, and then we'll switch to you, and we'll go over here,
Okay.
okay?
So most people feel insecure. Give them confidence. Most people want to feel special. Compliment them. Most people want a bright future. Give them hope. Most people need to be understood. Listen to them.
Might turn to weed. Most people want direction. Walk with them.
Mm-hmm.
Most people are selfish. Speak to their needs first. Most people get emotionally low. Encourage them. Do you want me to read the rest of these?
I'll read it.
Okay. There's 3 more.
3 more.
That's
Most
good
pe-
stuff.
Most people want to be included. Ask for their opinion. Most people want success. Help them win. Most people want to be appreciated. Give them credit.
So it's like, what do most people want? Here's some of the things. Give it to them.
Yes, give it to
Provide
them.
that for them rather than them having to search it in something that may not be foundationally good or correct.
Yeah.
I mean,
And this is all about the benefit of other people.
that's what I was
That's
about
what
to say too.
leadership
Yeah.
is. Leadership
It's
and
not about
influence
me.
is about the benefit of you. We're doing this podcast for you.
We ain't getting no money from this.
We're not getting no money
Nah.
from this. No ad.
If anything, we're spending more money and time just so that we can lead and empower
Yeah.
you guys to do better in life, you know? And
100%.
This has nothing to do with what we can get.
yeah.
Not at all.
But I tell you what we do get. We get fulfillment and joy
Oh,
out of this
yes.
because, again, we're serving you guys
Yeah.
in a capacity that's different rather than like, oh, let me fix you a plate. You know, let me
Yeah.
let me mow your lawn. No, let me do something for you that can change you emotionally, spiritually, and all those different things. And I think to that
100%.
changes our perspective and it makes us want to do more. You know,
100%.
So-
So I think that's where we can draw the line.
Yeah.
For all of us, we want you guys to draw the line. To draw the line that when people do feel insecure, you give them confidence in those moments.
Mhm.
If people want to feel special, compliment them in those moments. You will never feel more like yourself until you give yourself away.
yeah, where they lack, you help.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I think that all of us, or me specifically, I can draw the line by truly, truly making sure that I influence people for the right reasons, for the correct reason, not just to influence, just to have you. But my success is what happens in my absence.
I couldn't see myself influence somebody in the bad direction. I just feel terrible. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
If I'm leading you and I'm pushing you in the wrong direction and you're getting worse, I couldn't live with that.
No, yeah.
Some people don't realize it, but I couldn't live with that. And so, like, influence people in a good way.
100%. 100%. It means you got to start with yourself.
You
It
do.
does.
Develop yourself.
Hmm.
Add value to yourself.
And
Because
you
you can't give nothing that you ain't got.
And you gotta want it. You gotta want to help people too. Like
You do.
that's a big thing, because people are gonna test you, but sometimes you're gonna have to show a lot more love to them than you might ever imagine. You might have to do a lot of extra preparation
100%.
just to get them where you want them to be, where God sees them, and where they truly were created to be at. So, influence is one of those things that you can give out, but influence is also what you receive. So be careful. Be careful what's out there.
Yeah.
Don't let just any random person influence you. Find good people in your corner that can help you and
Yeah.
guide you. Be careful what you feed yourself with, and then but feed yourself with good knowledge.
Yeah, ask yourself those questions that we provided for you guys to check your environmental conditions. And make sure that all of them are what you want, because what you surround yourself with, that's what you become. And we want you to become great.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, we don't want you to become anything less than what God has created you to be. And that is the image of Christ. Success, fulfilled, valued, worthy. You know what I'm saying? Even though we ain't worthy, but God died
No.
for us, so it makes us worth something to him.
It sure does. That it does.
So we just want to wrap this up with you guys. Just saying that just be the influence and watch what is influencing you. You know what I'm saying?
You got lots of great things ahead of you, but it can easily be destroyed by the things that influence you. So be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful what you do, but also know that you have great influence. So use it
Yeah.
in a good way.
And if you're
Yeah.
discouraged right now, I just want to say you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
If you really are having a bad time and discouraged right now in your own personal life, along with you guys and the ones that are listening to this, you're actually doing a great job. Don't beat yourself up. Give yourself some grace, man.
For sure.
You're a work in progress. We all are. Give yourself some grace. Breathe. Be yourself.
Come on. And if you don't feel like you're an influence or an influencer, because you don't need a million followers to
You don't.
influence
Bro,
anyone in your
whoever
life.
says you need that, bro, get
Nah,
out.
like,
you don't need that. You know?
Influence the people around you. Influence your coworkers, your friends, your family. Like,
Then you'll see it grow.
you
Yep.
will. You'll see it grow.
Anyways, guys, hey, thanks for joining us for another podcast. Hey,
100%.
this was a good one. Influence.
Oh,
We
yeah.
hope that we influenced you
Yeah,
in a
for
good
real.
way.
Definitely.
But now go and influence somebody in a much greater way.
Yes.
So take what you've learned and use it. Apply it to your life and influence
Yeah.
the mess out of people.
We love you guys.
Much love to you guys. Peace out.
Adios.